Okay, let's be real. Everyone is talking about AI, but the conversation is just a total mess of buzzwords, right? AI, ML, DL, Gen AI, it's a complete alphabet soup. If you've ever found yourself nodding along but secretly feeling a little lost, you are not alone. And in the next few minutes, we're going to clear all of that up.
So this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We hear about chatbots and large language models and deep fakes, and they all seem to get thrown under this one giant umbrella of AI. But how do they actually connect? Are they the same thing? Or are they totally different? We're going to build a really simple framework from the ground up so you can see exactly how all these pieces of the puzzle fit together.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with all the hype, why we're even talking about this. Then we'll define AI, that huge umbrella term. From there, we'll zoom in on machine learning, then go even deeper with deep learning, and finally, we'll get to the current star of the show, generative AI, and we'll wrap it all up by answering why this is all exploding right now. Let's do it. I mean, it really does feel like it's everywhere, doesn't it? We've seen this absolute explosion of tools. You've got chatbots that can write a whole essay for you, large language models that feel like you're talking to an actual person, and you've even got deepfakes that can perfectly mimic someone's voice. This is the new reality, and it's got all of us paying very close attention.
So, to make sense of any of this, we've got to start at the very, very top. We're talking about the biggest, the oldest, the most foundational idea of them all, artificial intelligence. This is the original dream that everything else we're going to talk about is built on.
So what is it really? Well, at its heart, AI is this massive field of science with one main goal: to create computers that can think like us. Machines that can simulate human intelligence, that can learn, make connections, and even reason. It's the grand ambition that computer scientists have been chasing for decades.
For a really long time, that dream of AI was pretty much just that, a dream. The big problem was, how do you actually build it? And that's where a massive breakthrough happened, which brings us to our next layer in this story, machine learning.
Now, here's where things get really cool, because it's a totally different way of thinking. Instead of a programmer writing thousands of lines of code with rules for every single possibility, machine learning flips the script. You just feed the machine a ton of data, and you let it figure out the patterns and make predictions all on its own. It learns from experience.
So how does a machine actually learn? Let's make this super simple. Imagine you're trying to decide whether to get pizza tonight. A machine learning model looks at the inputs, right? Will it save time? Yes. Will I lose weight? Definitely not. Will it save money? Maybe. Then it assigns a weight to each of those factors based on what's most important to you. Time is super important, so it gets a 5. Health? A 3. After doing the math, if the score is positive, boom, it's pizza night. That's it. It's just a system for weighing data to get to a decision.
Okay, so that's the basic idea behind machine learning. But what about really complicated stuff? Like recognizing a specific face in a huge crowd, or understanding the nuances of human speech. For that, we needed something even more powerful. And this is where we get to deep learning.
The magic word here is neural network. It's basically a computer system that's designed to work kind of like the human brain. And the deep part? Well, that just means the network has lots and lots of layers, which lets it learn in a much more complex and sophisticated way than a simple model.
So what's the big jump from regular machine learning to deep learning? It really comes down to the data. Classical ML usually needs a lot of hand-holding from us humans. We have to label everything and say, hey, computer, this is a picture of a pizza, this is a burger. But with deep learning, you can just dump thousands of fast food pictures on it with no labels at all, and it will start to find the hidden patterns and group them together all by itself. It learns without needing us to supervise it, and that is a total game changer.
And that incredible capability brings us right to the technology that's behind all the excitement we're seeing today. This is the stuff that doesn't just analyze or categorize information, it actually creates brand new things. Let's talk about generative AI. So generative AI is a special kind of AI. And yeah, it's usually powered by those deep learning models we just talked about. But its whole purpose is generation. It's the engine behind chatbots that can write an entire blog post, or those apps that create these unbelievable images from just a few words of text. These are built on what we call foundation models, like the large language models, or LLMs, you hear so much about.
Some critics say that generative AI is just, copying and pasting things it's already seen. But I absolutely love this analogy. Think about music. All the notes that exist already exist, right? But nobody says new music is dead. People are still composing incredible new songs by just recombining those existing notes. And in a way, Gen AI is doing something very similar. It's using the building blocks it was trained on to create something totally new.
And you see the results of this everywhere. LLMs that write your emails, summarization tools that condense a 100-page report into a paragraph, and yeah, audio models that can create a deep fake of someone's voice. The potential for useful tools is obviously enormous, but that last one also shows you the risks. It's a huge part of the conversation we need to be having. Okay, so we've seen how these ideas stack on top of each other, but there's still one huge question left, right? Why now? Why does it feel like AI went from being this sci-fi concept to being absolutely everywhere we look almost overnight?
Well, the truth is, this overnight success has actually been decades in the making. If you look back, in the 80s, AI was pretty much just a research project in a lab somewhere. Then in the 2010s, machine learning and deep learning started to get real traction. But what we're seeing now in the 2020s is generative AI and these massive foundation models becoming accessible to literally everyone. That's what lit the fuse.
You can think of it like this. Early AI had really slow, gradual growth. Then machine learning and deep learning started to speed things up. But generative AI, that sent the adoption curve straight to the moon. It completely changed the game by taking these incredibly powerful tools out of the lab and putting them directly into your hands.
So after all that, if you remember just one thing, let it be this. It's a hierarchy. It's like a set of Russian nesting dolls. Artificial intelligence is the big overarching dream. Inside of that is machine learning. A special, powerful part of that is deep learning. And a lot of the generative AI that's blowing our minds today is a direct application of that deep learning. They're not separate ideas, they are all connected, just getting more and more specific.
And here's one last little cool fact for you. What actually makes deep learning deep? It's surprisingly simple. A neural network is officially considered deep if it has more than 3 layers. That's it. More than 3 layers, including the start and end points. It's that simple difference that unlocks so much incredible power.
So there you have it. You have the framework. AI isn't just one mysterious thing, it's a whole field of technologies that have been building on each other for years. The explosion we're living through right now is just the result of a very long journey. The technology is officially here, and it's moving faster every single day. So the real question for all of us isn't just what is it anymore? The real question is, what are we going to build?